All right, let's get right into the rack today. We're looking at what I'd call an unsung hero of a lot of high-end AV installs.
The stuff nobody sees but makes everything work.
Exactly. We're talking about the Kramer UHDA-OUT4-F32. It's quite a mouthful of a name.
It is. It's a 4-channel 4K 60 HDMI output card, and it's designed to slot into the VS323222DN EM modular matrix.
Which you see everywhere. I mean, in big commercial installs, that chassis is a workhorse.
It is. And that's really the appeal here. You're not ripping out your whole system to upgrade. You slide this card in, and suddenly your older matrix has modern bandwidth.
Right, but let's talk about modern because there are some, caveats here. It's pushing 4 separate 4K signals at 60 hertz, but at 4.2.0 chroma subsampling.
Which is fine for most content. It gets you up to about 8.91 gigabits per second. But the really important part is how it keeps that signal alive.
You're talking about the reclocking.
Yeah, the Kramer equalization and
Yeah.
reclocking. We've all seen it. You run an HDMI cable just a little too far and...
Poof, you get sparkles or just a black screen. The dreaded digital cliff.
Exactly. This card rebuilds that signal right at the output. So you can reliably do, say, a 10-meter run with a 4K signal and not have to stick a repeater in the middle of it. That saves a lot of pain. But honestly, pushing pixels is the baseline. It's what it's supposed to do. Where this thing gets interesting, I think, is the audio.
The audio routing, yeah.
You've got these 4 HDMI outputs, and right next to them are 4 little 3.5 millimeter mini jacks for analog audio.
It's a huge flexibility play.
Yeah.
You think about a big corporate lobby or a sports bar. You almost never want the audio coming out of the TV speakers.
Oh, never.
You need to de-embed it, strip it out, and send it to a proper sound system. Or maybe you need to pull audio back from a smart TV's app. That's where ARC comes in.
And this is the trap. This is the thing I think could really trip an installer up. I was looking at the board layout.
You found it.
The ports aren't identical.
No, they are not. And you absolutely have to know this before you start plugging things in. So the top jack port one and the third one down, they give you the full menu. You can select embedded audio, de-embedded, or ARC, the audio return channel.
Right.
But the second and fourth jacks, no ARC. It's just not an option.
It's a hardware constraint on the board itself. So if you're designing a system and you plug your main conference room display into output 2, thinking you're going to get ARC back from its Netflix app,
You're going to get silence.
complete silence, and a very confusing service call.
Hey, why does this TV work but the other one doesn't? It forces you to be so careful about your I/O mapping. You have to use your odd-numbered ports for any display that might need to send audio back.
It is unforgiving. But it does handle all the high-end formats you'd expect. Dolby True HD, DTS HD, all that.
Okay, so moving past that audio quirk, let's talk about the physical side. It's a tiny board, weighs next to nothing.
About 0.3 kilograms, yeah. And the power consumption is key. It's only about 17 watts.
Which doesn't sound like a lot on its own.
Well, no. But imagine you fully populate a 32 by 32 chassis. You'd have 8 of these cards in there.
So now you're talking over 130 watts just for your outputs. That starts to matter for your thermal budget in the rack.
Absolutely. If these ran any hotter, you'd need serious cooling. This way, you can pack them in without worrying about airflow as much.
And what about the handshake between the source and the display?
It does local EDIA capturing.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right. It basically grabs the display's information and stores it on the card. So even if you switch sources, the source device always thinks it's connected to that same display.
So you don't get that black screen for 5 seconds while your laptop tries to figure out what's going on.
Exactly. It just mimics a permanent, stable connection. It's a lifesaver.
So at the end of the day, it's a very specific piece of kit. It solves a problem, especially for upgrading older systems, but it really demands that you read the fine print.
It's the classic integrators world. You get this incredible modular flexibility, but you have to know the architecture inside and out to avoid those little traps, like the ARC ports.
It's a great reminder, isn't it? Just because a port looks the same and the plug sits, doesn't mean it does the same thing. In a world where we all obsess over screen resolution and refresh rates, how often do we forget to think about the complexity of the signal path just to get that perfect picture on the wall?